Alright, so welcome to video 2 of the Shopify Seller Spreadsheet tutorial series. My name is Janet, I'm with Paper and Spark, and in this video we're going to cover how to enter your Shopify fees into your spreadsheet, along with your PayPal transaction fees if that applies to you. Okay, so our next step is going to be to cover how to enter your Shopify fees. All right, so you have several fees that you might be paying to sell on Shopify. First, you have your subscription fee, which I'm calling your monthly fee. Some people pay it monthly, some people pay it annually. That's your subscription fee to set up shop on Shopify, a basic Shopify account, the mid-tier, or an advanced Shopify account. Okay, so next we have Shopify transaction fees, and I'm kind of going to break those up into two categories. First, we have the transaction fees that are going to show up on your invoice, and these are really only applied if you opt to not set up Shopify payments in your shop. And it's not necessarily all types of transactions that are gonna get hit with this fee. It's only if you do not set up Shopify payments at all. Okay, so most people don't have transaction fees on their invoice. It's going to show up at $0 because most people opt to turn on the option for a customer to use Shopify payments. The other kind of transaction fee that you may have, which is not going to show up on your invoice, is going to be the credit card processing fee for people who do check out with Shopify payments. So we're going to enter both of those on this row, and I'm going to show you how to find both of those numbers. You might also have app fees, which will show up on your invoice, and we'll talk about in a second, and that's if you pay for any third-party applications integrated with Shopify, like something to use to buy shipping labels, for example. And you also might have shipping fees if you purchase postage labels directly via Shopify. Those items are all going to show up on your invoice, which we will cover now. So to find these fees, navigate to your Shopify account, and you will go to your settings. You will click account, and then like I said, I don't have my own Shopify account, so I actually can't show it to you because I'm just a staff account, and only the actual admin can see the invoices. But once you navigate to account, you're going to see something like an invoices and fees option, and you should be able to click on a button that says view Shopify account summary or view all invoices, and then you'll be able to pull up your monthly invoice, and it's going to look something like this. This is basically a screenshot from the PDF instructions that hopefully you're reading, but the first line will be your monthly or annual Shopify subscription cost, okay? And if you're paying annually, you're not going to see this charge every month, obviously. The next row will be your transaction fees, and remember, if you have Shopify payments as an option for your customers, your transaction fees are going to be $0. Your shipping fees, which if you pay for postage directly through Shopify, you'll have shipping fees. If you use a third-party app or something else to buy your shipping labels, then that's going to be $0 as well. Your application fees, and then you may also have sales tax. So whatever you see on this invoice, now is the time to enter them on your spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's pretend that this is a bill for the month of August. Okay, so here I am looking at my bill. So I'm doing August. I've got a $79 subscription fee, and I have $0 transaction fee, and I paid $142.42 for shipping labels. Okay, so one thing to note that I want to say right off the bat is always enter your expenses as positive numbers. The spreadsheet already knows to subtract them. And there's lime green rows for you to enter some of these Shopify fees right here on the monthly summary tab, but we've got a tab especially for postage. So I'm going to navigate to my yellow postage tab, and I'm going to enter my shipping label expense of $142 for August on this yellow postage tab. What date do I put? This is the bill for August, so I'm just going to date it for the end of the month. I know that it's for shipping labels all throughout that month, but it doesn't really matter. An expense is an expense, and you don't need to break this out date by date. So I'm just going to enter the lump sum as of the end of the month, and I'm going to give it a vendor of Shopify and a description of shipping labels, and there's room for entering other info if you want to do that. Okay, now check out the PDF instructions because it has a little bit more info on how you need to type your dates. You've got to type those dates correctly for the monthly summary to be able to pull it back onto the row that it belongs on. So now my $142.42 is showing up on my yellow postage row. Do not try and type that postage expense directly on your monthly summary tab. It's not going to let you. It's going to tell you that the cell is protected. That's because you need to enter it over here on the yellow postage tab. This gives you the ability to enter more detailed receipts or transactions for these types of expenses. Finally, I've got my application fees, and I'm not sure what this user is doing with this application, but you would enter the application fee on whatever expense category tab makes the most sense to you. So if it's an application that you use to buy postage labels for, you'd enter the $29.97 on your postage tab. If it's an application for something else, you'd enter it in the more applicable space. And since I don't use Shopify, I'm not really sure what other kind of applications there honestly are. So I'm just going to enter it under other. That's going to be my best guess. So again, I'm going to do 8/31/16. I'm going to make it be for $29.97. And that's what I'm going to do. And so now my $29.97 is going to show up on my August other row on my monthly summary tab. And if you have sales tax showing up here, I would probably just lump it in with your monthly fee. That's where I would put it. If you really want to, you can take the sales tax rate and multiply it out by each item on here and add it to all, 3 or 4 items that are showing up on your bill. Okay, so that covered how to enter most of your invoice Shopify fees and whatnot to your seller spreadsheet. Let's talk about your credit card processing fees that Shopify charges you. So this is for any payments in which a customer checks out using Shopify payment processor. Okay, so if you have like PayPal turned on or a third-party credit card processing thing turned on, those are each going to charge their own processing fees. If someone chooses to check out directly with Shopify payments, then Shopify is going to automatically deduct a credit card processing fee from that sale before you even get the money. So we need to get that fee expense for the month and subtract it out on your expense section of the spreadsheet. So to find that amount, we're going to go to Settings, and then we're going to go to Payments. And then if you have Shopify payments turned on, you can just click View Payouts. Then you're going to click Transactions up here in the upper right corner. And then you're going to click this blue Export button. And we're going to do Export Payment Transactions by Date. And again, we're going to enter the dates for the month that we want to be viewing, and that will be August again. Make sure that CSV for Excel numbers or other spreadsheet programs is selected, and then click Export Payment Transactions. Now this one is a little goofy because instead of letting you just download it directly, it wants to email you the report. So you're going to navigate to your email, and you should have an email from Shopify at this point, and you're going to download that email. The only thing I'll mention is when you open the email, sometimes if you click directly on the link, it's just going to open and look like a bunch of gobbledygook. And if that doesn't work for you, then you can just right click on the link and select download linked file. That usually works for me and allows me to open it in my spreadsheet software. Okay, so once you've gotten your payment transactions export file opened in your spreadsheet software, it's going to look a little something like this. Your Shopify credit card fees are in column I right here. Okay, this is basically the amount that Shopify took out of all the sales that were processed with the Shopify payment system. So you need to count this money as an expense. So to sum it, the easiest way that I can teach you how to do it is going to be to click on the first empty cell below your fees in column I, and then just go over here and click this E button. This is like the Greek symbol for sum or something, I guess. So I'm going to click that, and my spreadsheet software is oh so smart and automatically selects all this data, and it's asking me right now, hey, you want to add all these numbers together? And I say yes by hitting enter. And now I know that I had $22.39 of credit card fees. Another way to sum that, if you don't see that fancy little Greek E button, is to just highlight anything you want to sum, and most spreadsheet software will tell you at the bottom what the sum of those amounts are. So I can see again that it's $22.39. Now I'd suggest saving this file for your records so that you know where you got this $22.39 from, because we're going to take the $22.39 and we're going to enter it as our Shopify transaction fees. Now, if for some reason you did have other transaction fees entered for this month, like you had some showing up on your bill, you might just need to add those two amounts together, and you can do that with a simple formula. So let's say I had $10 showing up on my invoice, and then I had $22.39 showing up on this report. So I would just hit equals, and then I had $10, and then I just need to add, so that's just going to be plus $22.39. Okay, so I'm just adding that together, and then I hit enter, and it's going to add those two fees up for me. So that is how you enter your Shopify monthly subscription fees, transaction fees, credit card processing fees, shipping labels, and third-party app fees into the spreadsheet. Alright, so our next item to tackle is going to be entering any PayPal transaction fees into your Shopify seller spreadsheet right here on this peach row. We're going to enter that directly on the monthly summary tab. And I know a lot of Shopify sellers offer PayPal as another method for checkout for their customers. So I'm just going to show you a quick and easy way to figure out the fees that you are paying to PayPal each month. So you log into your PayPal account. This is only going to work for business PayPal accounts because the reporting capabilities are different for a business versus a personal account. You're going to navigate to Reports. Then you will click Statements Monthly. And then you can download whatever month you want to see. So let's check out August. And it's going to open this handy little PDF file with some different info. And now on page 2, we can see our PayPal fees for the month. It's going to be on this row called Fees. And I had $27.15 of PayPal fees. So I'm going to enter that right here on my spreadsheet. Remember, I don't need to enter my expenses as negatives. Spreadsheet knows to subtract. So I've got $27.15 for August PayPal fees entered in the peach row of my seller spreadsheet. Now I want to mention something about PayPal and those fees real quick, just so that we don't get confused. Those are your total fees for PayPal for the month. So if you are only using PayPal to accept payments on Shopify, then those fees are going to be everything taken out of those Shopify payments processed via PayPal. However, you might sell in multiple places, not just Shopify. You might invoice customers directly via PayPal or use PayPal on Etsy, Amazon, a standalone website. Basically, my point is that if you use PayPal for any other sales venues or to accept payments independently, then those fees are going to be covered by that fee total as well. So just make sure if you're later on going to enter more expenses for the month, your PayPal fee amount that you just entered covers all those sales venues. Okay, it's not just Shopify if you sell elsewhere. And when you're hanging around your PayPal account, looking at this report, you also might want to check it out for some other helpful expenses or sales that you need to enter in your Shopify seller spreadsheet later on. So the remaining pages of this report, they're going to have some helpful info for you. They're going to show you a transaction by transaction list of all the things you use your PayPal account for. So you might have some business purchases in here that you want to enter in the appropriate place on your spreadsheet, probably on one of these expense tabs, and we'll cover how to do that next. You might buy shipping labels or pay for postage via PayPal. In that case, you can look for any transactions where the description says U.S. Post Office, and you can enter those on the postage tab of your spreadsheet. And you might even have, like I mentioned, some sales from non-Shopify sources showing up on this report. And remember, if you have imported your Shopify sales already, you're going to see those Shopify sales showing up here again. So don't enter them twice. You want to go through this report and just look for non-Shopify sales that you haven't already entered, okay? So that pretty much covers how to enter your PayPal fees and what report you can use to enter the rest of your PayPal transactions if you have any. You can check out the next video to see how to enter your expense receipts in these expense category tabs.